Maybe we'll get into some potential trade ideas or whispers that we've come across.
Maybe some draft, a little bit of early draft review for where the Lions should be picking at their position and what needs to happen. We'll cover that for the Detroit Lions. We'll cover a little bit of that going forward for this team to continue to be successful,
Relevant.
without any injuries. The injuries have been absolutely killing them the last 2 to 3 seasons, and they have another issue this year, and it's called the salary cap. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. Today is Friday, January 16th, a day away from the second round of the NFL playoffs, the divisional round, but that's for another time. Right now, we're talking about the season in review again. So, Phil, what do you want to open up with here? You want to talk about
Let me start with the coaches.
some head coaching vacancies around the league? Start first and foremost with the hiring of John Harbaugh for the.
Has it been official?
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I know I read that it's a done deal, but I don't know if it's been signed, sealed, and delivered.
2 hours ago, Giants' latest contract status with John Harbaugh revealed by The Athletic. Doesn't sound like there's anything to worry about, but it's also a bit odd that there has yet to be a signature. Sounds like John Harbaugh and the Giants might take this deep into the night tonight. More likely tomorrow. Things are still okay. Hang in there. Still a lot to review in contract. John and Joe Schoen have gotten along well.
They're probably just ironing out the details.
Can't see this unraveling. Both sides know way too much is at stake.
So for conversational sake, we'll say the deal is done. Huge. I think Harbaugh was probably the guy that once he got let go, everybody was kind of like, it was like the record skipped, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone was like, well, what? Who?
Yeah.
And then he came to the top of the list, and I didn't think he was going to go to New York. I thought he was going to do something like stay in the division and go to the Browns. That's what I thought he was going to do. I think it fits. It fits with him in New York. He's got a young team. You know, he can really turn it around. I know they're talking about they're bringing old Baltimore coaches over with them.
Yeah.
So.
And you got to think with out of all the teams that are searching for head coaches, I think, me personally, I think the Giants have the brightest future. They have it seems that they have their franchise quarterback in Jackson Dart. If he, again, injuries aside, Malik Neighbors, when healthy, has been a impactful player for them. Scadaboo, he's got to learn to not run headfirst into things.
Yeah. Be a bull.
Yeah. Outside of that, that's a good young core, and that's a lot more than what Vegas has.
Yeah. Good tight end, Theo Johnson.
Yeah. Yep. They get into the draft, and I was just looking over the draft projections and rounds. They're drafting 5th. The Giants are. 5th overall is an edge rusher. Things could happen. Me personally, I want to protect my investments. I'm drafting offensive line to, again, start getting that line built up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we've seen it here in Detroit that drafting an offensive line and building an offensive line, having that structure up front is key to everything offensively. It's key to a consistent running game. We've seen the difference. What Montgomery last year was averaging, 5.5 yards a carry. With Ragnow, with Zeitler. This year, without Ragnow, without Zeitler, he was lucky to get 3.2 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So we know how important that offensive line is, which we'll cover the Lions in the draft at that coming up as well. The best, I think the player the New York Giants should select with that 5th overall pick, if Spencer Fano is available, he's an offensive tackle from Utah. He's projected 4th. If he's available at 5th, that's who I'm taking if I'm the Giants. If he is not available, there's another offensive tackle, Francis Maugoa from the University of Miami Hurricanes, who are playing for the national championship this year. You've got to get some structure on that offensive line. And Harbaugh, I can't call it as far as how his drafting ability is. I don't know that much about him. I just know he was a pain in our asses in the playoffs and in the regular season for many years. So it's good to see him out of the conference. Au revoir. Don't let the door hit you. Go lose in New York.
What does that mean for Baltimore? Who do you think is going to take over that?
That's a good question. I haven't heard any whispers of anybody. I know the offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh is interviewing for offensive coordinator jobs throughout the league. The Lions were a team that he interviewed with.
What's his name?
Arthur
Blank Arthur Smith?
Smith, yes.
He used to be the coach of Atlanta.
Arthur Blank is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons.
Arthur Smith was the head coach before Raheem Mostert.
For who?
Or what's his name? What's the guy that just got
Morris?
Raheem Morris? Raheem Morris.
Yeah.
What did I say? Mostert.
Mostert, yeah. So Baltimore has a lot of options on the table. Could be beneficial for them. I mean, we've seen how beneficial it's been. I maybe not so much for Ben Johnson against the Lions as a head coach, but Ben Johnson versus the rest of the division came out on top, won the division for the Bears, playing this weekend in the divisional round against the Los Angeles Rams. Maybe it would be a good idea for Baltimore to interview Arthur Smith for the head coaching job, just to see what he can offer.
Yeah.
Like, look, I coached at your rival, for your rival. I can give you some insight on how they run their offense.
I think if you have I think the whole reason why Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson, they weren't successful together like they should be. So it's kind of like the Bills. I've been saying about the Bills and Josh Allen. When you have a quarterback that's of that caliber, Lamar Jackson, hate him or love him, he's talented. He can sling the ball when he wants to. And we all know how he can run. You got to have an offensive genius for players like that. Someone that specializes in offense and can utilize that talent. So I think the Ravens need to go on the offensive side. Is that Mike McDaniels? Maybe. He likes speed. Speed's his whole thing. I think that would be
nothing but speed there.
I think that would be. I don't know why everyone thinks that he's automatically going to reset and take an OC job. I mean, it'd be cool. I got a couple places I could think that he'd go as an OC, but
I think it would be better. I mean, because if he went to another team and became a head coach, I mean, he would have to go to a team like Baltimore, who is like kind of structurally set up to win right now already.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to rebuild anything.
No.
But I think having a coach like him with somebody like Lamar, I think they would really mesh well together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Um,
speed, young man, young quarterback, young head coach. You know what I mean? Kind of young, I guess.
Yeah.
McDaniel. Is it McDaniel?
McDaniels,
McDavid, McDonald's. It's one of those. But I think personally, when it comes to him, McDaniel, I think if he were to go to a team like Cleveland, like Vegas, maybe even Pittsburgh now, because Pittsburgh, there's no way Roethlisberger comes back.
Who honestly wants that Vegas job?
Oh God.
If I'm a head coach, if I'm looking, I think that's the last place I'm fucking going. Because first off,
well,
what the fuck's going on there?
Yeah.
Secondly, you're not gonna roll into town with Geno Smith as your quarterback.
No.
But who else do they have? They're kind of stuck with Geno unless they draft somebody. And then you got to deal with, okay, like you have your head coach, you have your GM, but what it sounds like, is Tom Brady running the fucking team or what's going on? Like he's going to have a heavy hand. They're saying that he's going to have a heavy hand in their drafting. He's going to have a heavy hand in finding their new head coach, their potential next quarterback. Like, I think it's too much of a headache to take over that job.
They have the number 1 pick in the draft this year, so the projected number 1 overall pick is this Avril Reese kid, linebacker from Ohio State.
I don't think that's right because they're talking about what's his face
Mendoza
going there,
and I can't imagine that they don't take a quarterback, you know what I mean? Because the most expensive position in football is realistically the quarterback. Yeah, these deals that Mahomes and Herbert and Joe Burrow have all signed are even Jared Goff, and the cap hit that comes with it. That's the killer. Is the cap hit. It's not necessarily the contract, the money that's been giving out, but it's the cap hit.
Yeah.
I think it's so crucial for Vegas to draft Mendoza, especially if he has a good game in the national championship, because that's going to save them so much money for the next 3 to 4 years, where they can take the money in the offseason instead of, giving some quarterback, Geno Smith, say 3 years, $100 million contract.
That would be literally the dumbest. If they were to give Geno Smith that type of contract, if they were to give Geno Smith any type of contract, I think that would like outshine the Deshaun Watson.
He's on a 2-year, $75 million contract extension with the Las Vegas Raiders right now, as of right now. The deal is 58.5 fully guaranteed. And it ties him to the Raiders until 2027. With significant cap numbers in 2025, 40 mil. Well, and 2026, 26.5, but not guaranteed money in 2027. So they're going to have to cut him before a specific date, realistically, to avoid the cap hit. And it should be so, unanimous who their number 1 pick is. It's got to be Mendoza for 2 reasons. 1, Geno Smith is getting ready to be in a walker like by next year. 2, You need a young quarterback to lead the pack. Now, I don't know how good Vegas offensive line is, which we've seen in Detroit many a time. Quarterbacks get taken early and get thrown to the wolves. Joey Harrington, Matthew Stafford, even in his first season, before they were able to build a structured line in front of him. And it wasn't even that great to begin with. But it makes so much sense for Vegas to draft Mendoza in almost every facet of football, for your salary cap, for money down the road for the next 4 or 5 years, and for the betterment of the team. It's time to move forward, and you got to think. New head coach is going to come in. Probably, again, usually when the new head coach comes in, the current quarterback is out the door. Cut something. Who could use Geno Smith? That's the question.
I don't think anybody.
We've seen Cleveland do many dumb things with quarterbacks over the last couple of years. What could they possibly, and that's the thing with Cleveland.
They said that next season that Deshaun will be competing for the
Well, he better be
starting job.
Fucking getting that $250 guaranteed money. He better be competing, and if he can't beat out Shador Sanders or this Dylan Gabriel kid, that's the biggest joke. That is the biggest contract joke in NFL history. And the Texans are very lucky.
Since they've made that trade, how many games has he played?
I don't know.
Hasn't been a season.
I'm thinking off the top of my head. Since then, 10, maybe. Maybe 10 games in the last 3 years. His contract will run out by the time he's healthy again.
Yeah.
Well, time to renegotiate. Cleveland, yeah. Cleveland, I think Cleveland needs a hard-nosed coach like a Tomlin. You know what I'm saying? Someone who has credibility, who has kind of respect amongst the players, and somebody who can draft well. I don't know how, again, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I don't know who he has taken, who he has drafted in his tenure as the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he had to have been doing something right to have 20 straight winning seasons.
Yeah.
So
Steelers were always big on taking defensive players and receivers.
And they all played well.
Yeah.
The killer bees, Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Roethlisberger. But Roethlisberger was a Bill Cowher guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
who do you think
not my worry. At the end of the day, fuck Pittsburgh. I don't care about them either.
If you were the Browns, if you're the Browns GM, who are you going after?
As a head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's hard for me as a fan to say this differently. Because me personally, I would want somebody young, somebody who can, like, the coaches and players can relate. I think that Mike McDaniel, because of how young he is, and with Shador's and getting Gabriel, I mean, that locker room with the young quarterbacks, it's pretty obvious that Deshaun Watson, if he's competing, fine, but he's not going to be there very long, regardless. Ride out the rest of his contract, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I'm probably going after Brian Flores.
Yeah, defensive guy.
Yeah, you have.
Well, do you need a defensive coach when your defense is already? I mean, they're not terrible.
No, they got one of the better when they're healthy,
Yeah.
they got one of the better defenses, and that's why I think when you are looking for a head coach, you want to ride your strengths, and their strength is defense.
Yeah.
Brian Flores is a great defensive coach.
Great coach.
Great. I think you kind of go kind of the Patriot route where you go get a defensive guy and you go hire an offensive guru to run your offense
Yeah.
like the Patriots have. I think that's the best bet they could do because Stefanski was an offensive guy, right?
Yeah. Pretty sure he was.
I think bringing in a Flores black coach with, you know, not to do the race thing, but black coach with black quarterbacks, you know, they might mesh well together.
Yeah.
You got a defensive guy that's going to take care of, you know, you have the best defensive player in the fucking NFL, Myles Garrett. And you got new, like, up and comers. You have one of the best cornerbacks in Ward. You got that Schlesinger kid who's about to be a star at middle linebacker. Like, they got a really good fucking defense.
And you've seen him play live.
Yeah, you got that younger, like, swagger style coach. You go get yourself a nice offensive mind as your OC.
Yeah.
Let him worry about the offense. You call the defense. You know, you have a defensive coordinator, but you know, maybe it's someone that's just a guy that's attached to your hip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm the Browns, I'm probably going like the Brian Flores route. I'm gonna ride my defense.
Okay.
Who else? We got
have the Falcons hired anybody yet?
No. That's another good team with a really good offense. You know, who do you ride at quarterback? Do you get rid of Cousins and run it with
Penix?
Do you try to get somebody else? Is Penix even going to be alive next year?
Well, you're kind of stuck in a bad situation because you gave Cousins all that money.
I think there's a clause to where, like, they can. I heard it on is either Sports Center or something, but they have in March they can cut them and not have to hit a cap, or they could trade them or do something with them.
Yeah,
to where you wouldn't have to hit a cap. I don't see a reason to have them if you can get rid of them without, you know, bankrupting your team.
Sure,
you get rid of him. He's done. He's washed. Penix, I didn't understand. I didn't understand the pick. I didn't even think he was that good of a quarterback.
At Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched the national championship when they played Michigan. He didn't impress me none.
No.
Yeah, there's a couple teams out there, you know, like for instance, you know, Miami, we couldn't even begin to give candidates for that job because their future's up in arms with, I think they're going to be looking to hire a new GM, and you know, the new GM is going to want to take.
Did they get it? Did they just fire McDaniels, or did they fire the GM and him?
The GM went first, and then McDaniels went, I think, like a week or two later. But it was pretty quick.
I thought McDaniels thought he was confident that he was not going anywhere. So he even said that he's like, "Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to be the head coach of this team next year."
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, he's fired. I love the before and after pictures of him when he got there, because he came from what, San Fran, right? He was the OC there.
Something, yeah, like
and
that
then
in Washington.
Yeah, was it there? I think it was San Francisco. Because he left, and then D'Amico Ryan left. Anyways, they took a before.
It was San Francisco, yeah.
They took a before picture of him, like clean cut, nice white polo, big smile, normal glasses, to like the last week when he got fired.
Now he's like a Miami kingpin,
curly hair, aviators, like shadow face, beard,
gold frame, aviators. That's great.
Shit that Miami will do to you. That's what happened. I mean, he probably got taken over by the fucking city.
I think
living in luxury in Miami.
The first few years he was there, they were successful. They were winning games. I think they got to the playoffs and lost to Kansas City because there was a big schmaz about Tyreek Hill was returning to Kansas
Yeah.
City to play his former team, and it was like negative 20 degrees out, and the team, like both teams. That's when Mahomes got his helmet cracked.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep. Yeah, hit so hard his fucking helmet split.
Yeah, and how cold it was. I mean, it was just death defying. But so he had some minor success, and oh man, that would be terrifying for Detroit Lion fans if that kind of was the route for Dan Campbell. I mean, first couple years you're successful, and then there's high expectations for you, and then you can just never reach that success again.
Peaked in high school.
I think they'll be back to normal next year. Personally, I mean, a last place schedule. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get some pretty easy teams. They already released the schedule of the teams they're going to be playing.
Yeah.
And
I think the winning percentage this year collectively of the teams they're playing next year is like 44% win percentage.
Yeah. But at the same time, let's look at it from a different angle.
Wings win.
Yes, they just won
overtime.
4-2. Yeah, 4-2.
Hey, Hockey Town.
It's the team that's been around.
We need to do a hockey pod.
We need to get Daryl for that one.
Yeah,
that kid would just talk us into oblivion. He knows he can cover a lot.
Yeah.
To where I just sit back and listen. I turn my mic off and just listen to him.
Yeah.
He'd just go on. He could go on. He could go on.
He'd probably rip the mic right off the table.
Probably would. He'd be like, "Let me tell you something."
Just breathing heavy.
Yeah.
Daryl, we love you if you listen to this.
Oh, he will. He'll listen. He'll listen to this. I'm half tempted to call him right now and ask him, but we'd be on the phone with him for at least an hour by itself.
Pod.
Yeah.
Be a Joe Rogan podcast, 3.5 hours.
We'll record him without telling him we are recording him.
Yeah.
Saying that fast, it just comes out weird.
Who do you think the Lions are going to pick for their OC? Who do you think they'll go after?
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be anybody
that we know. Anybody
I don't
popular?
think it's going to I don't think it's going to be anybody that I said this to a friend the other day. I don't trust them to make the right move. Like, you have the offense you have. It makes all the sense to throw money at Mike Daniels.
Yeah.
Or Arthur Smith or any of these offensive guys, proven guys, but we're hearing David Blau. We're hearing
Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky. We're hearing some schmuck that was a passing game coordinator for fucking whoever. Like, those are the people I'm hearing, but I'm not hearing any of the, why are they not interviewing like Brian Daboll?
Yeah. He
created Josh Allen.
Speaking of him, he's a 5-time Super Bowl champion.
Daboll?
Yeah. 5.
Huh. He knows what he's doing. Maybe he's not. Some people just aren't head coaches. Some people just, they fall in the wrong spot.
He's a coordinator for the Patriots, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Daboll.
Yeah.
I mean, where else are you going to get 5 rings?
Yeah. You just broke your mic. You deserve that one.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't think that the Lions are going to make the right move. I think it's going to be a move where he's just going to hold it. I think they're going to make a move where they hire somebody and everybody's going to be like, what? Why are they? It's going to be I'm just watching you do this. Justin ripped his mic right off the stand. And then Detroit's got to fucking start worrying about now is their DC going somewhere? Maybe
Who the fuck would want to interview him?
apparently some teams. Where did he go? Miami, you said?
Yeah, well, it shows you where they're at.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Or do you just clean house if you're Detroit? Clean house and start all over. I mean, you got to restart that defense. You have,
Fire everybody.
yeah, you
Dan
have.
Campbell, you're fired.
Well, no, like keep Dan Campbell, get a new OC. Get
Well,
a
I
new
mean,
DC.
think about it. Think about this. Think about this. Calvin Shepard is potentially interviewing for head coaching positions. What if he gets hired by somebody, right? That would be 2 years in a row. You've lost both coordinators, both of them.
Yeah.
There's no structure there. Like there's no, you can't. And I think, and again, that's when I think it would be so crucial for, okay, if I'm the Lions, flat out, this is what I'm doing. And it works for both parties.
Selling the team.
I'm hiring McDaniel as my OC because for multiple reasons. Is he an offensive guru? Sure, he can be. I think he went to the Super Bowl with the Falcons. He was OC with the Falcons. I think he made it to the Super Bowl with them in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. No, he had just left. He had just left the Falcons. He went to San Francisco. 2017, 2020. Those are relevant years for San Francisco's offense. Very relevant years. So, we know that he is a successful offensive coordinator. Now, he's one of those type of dudes that gives me the Josh McDaniels vibe. He's a great coordinator, but when you put too much heat on him, when you put too much pressure on his shoulders, he will crumble.
He can run an offense, but he can't run the team.
If he got another head coaching job somewhere, he will, and listen to me right now, he would fail. He would fail. It would happen, and that would be the end of him. We would never hear from him again. He would never be relevant again. Once you get fired twice as a head coach, man, that is it.
Yeah.
Unless you're Josh McDaniels, by the way. Went back to New England as a coordinator, and look what they're at.
Yeah.
Right back to winning, right back to being a consistent offensive team, running the football. And to be honest, Josh McDaniels has something that he never had in his career, an athletic quarterback. Tom Brady was not very athletic. You could not, if there was more of a chance that he would make a bad throw and throw an interception than him tucking the ball and taking off like Drake May does half the time when he scrambles for 6-7 yards, a pickup. Tom Brady was not a mobile quarterback. And I think with Drake May, that gives us such a more dynamic edge to our offense because he can throw the ball and he can run the ball at will. You know what I'm saying? So that's got to be a dream for Josh McDaniels right now. I mean, you have the total quarterback right now, skilled all over the place. He's athletic everywhere. So, I think what's best for McDaniels is he takes a coordinator job. And honestly, what team is better set up offensively than the Detroit Lions other than their line? You have all the weapons you would want. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. You have St. Brown. You have one of the best tight ends in the game. You have one of the fastest, if not the fastest now, receiver in the game in Jamison Williams. You can cut it up the field and cut it up the seam. You can run it up the middle. You can throw them crosser routes across the middle. You can do anything you want. Like they're giving him the keys to a Lamborghini. Saying, dude, it's yours. Sign it. You can help us win multiple Super Bowls. Come here. Let us help you. We will win multiple Super Bowls with your offensive genius. And then in a couple years, you will have built your reputation back up and you can go and look for an offensive job just to get fired again in 2 years.
I think I agree with it. I think he is an offensive coordinator. He's one of those types of coaches where he he doesn't want to have to be the bad guy. We've kind of seen how he acts in his interviews, like nonchalant, just like, oh, whatever. Like he doesn't have it in him to like, if, and to give Dan Campbell credit, if he sees, if I'm Dan Campbell and you're a player and I see that you're fucking around, like I'm going to approach him and be like, you're going to do your fucking job or you're going to get off this team, where I feel like McDaniels is afraid to do that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want his team to not like him.
Yeah.
That's why he can't run a team. I think he can, like I said, he can run an offense, but he can't run a team. I think that fits him perfectly, but he also looks like the type of person that is naive to that truth.
Yeah.
And I think he
wants a head coaching job.
With the amount of head coaching jobs available, he's going to hold out for a head coaching job. He's going to get a head coaching job, and it's going to be a team like Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's going to be a team like Cleveland. It's going to be a team like Arizona.
He will fail horribly.
Yeah.
Horribly. And those are teams that are like...
And what's going to draw him to those teams, not necessarily the Browns, but it's going to be like the flash in the pan players that they may have, like go to Arizona and you have Marvin Harrison, you have McBride, you have Connor, like you have offensive weapons that you could play with.
Sure.
You can go to Tennessee and have basically the second-year rookie in Cam Ward,
Tony Pollard, the running back.
Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears. Like you have some weapons there. Like those lower he looks like the type of person that thinks that he can bring it back.
Sure.
So I think that's what he's going to end up going to a team as a head coach, and it's ultimately going to fail for him.
And that'll be it. And he'll die.
Unless then he realizes like
NFL. His career will be dead.
Yeah. Andy Reid's now the longest tenured coach.
Yeah, and he's to be honest, he may be on borrowed time too.
And I don't know. Did you hear the Ryan Clark shit about Tomlin? Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Tomlin didn't get fired.
Oh, he resigned.
Tomlin resigned. Ryan Clark the other day went on ESPN or whatever show he's on and said he got fired because he's black. He didn't get fired. He resigned.
I don't I can't what?
That's false. That's so foolish.
And then I forgot her name, but another ESPN female analyst again made a reference to him leaving Pittsburgh because he's black. He got pushed out because he's black. If it was a white coach, this would have never happened. He quit.
First of all,
he resigned.
They need to
He resigned. He said he's taking the year off.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
He resigned and he's taking the year off.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was pushed out of the coaching gig. But there's
Okay, you had the job for 20 years and you went to the Super Bowl what, once? Twice? Just it's the same thing with Harbaugh. You've gone how many years? Like
a mutual parting of ways was eventually going to happen.
I seen the statistics. In 20 years, you went to what? 2 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
won one.
Lost the other one to Aaron Rodgers.
And then you've been to 4 AFC titles in 20 years. Like,
I mean, it's pretty successful, I guess. I mean, when you look at the standard, New England's been there multiple and Kansas City
and I'm not taking away the fact that either of them are great coaches because they are, but like in 20 years, and that's what you like.
Not good enough.
Like
you got to do more, especially for a team like Pittsburgh.
Let's take it to hockey. The great Iserman.
Yeah.
Let's say he's in there for 5 more years. That's 15 years collectively, right? That he's been, And he's been there for 10 years. This is his 10th season.
It's wild.
He hasn't done shit, but he's still one of the greatest sports figures in Michigan.
Yeah.
He's done nothing.
Oh no. Oh no. He's done many great things for this hockey team.
Not as a GM of the Detroit Red Wings.
Well, it's see, now that's the thing in hockey. It's a little bit different in hockey because you don't really have the luxury of like having your salary cap jump 30% every year like it does in football, and obviously we know baseball doesn't have the salary cap but a luxury penalty tax. Hockey, the way you build winners in hockey is, like through the draft, and then you draft those players, and then you got to send them to the developmental leagues. And I think Yzerman has done a pretty good job at drafting some decent players. Lucas Raymond, Mo Sider, a lot of the players that I've seen play this year are doing really well. They brought in Gibson, who's been the goaltender Gibson. He's been playing great this year. There have been a lot of games where, they've been up 3 goals and, the game ended up going to overtime and gave up a 3-goal lead, gave up a 2-goal lead late in the game. I think statistically from year 1 up until I think it was last year, the team was improving on a year-to-year basis as far as points, like regular season points go. Goal differentials, like in the season, like how many more goals they would score than give up. You know what I mean? They would score more goals every year, little by little. Their win total would go up every year, little by little. Now that's improving, but at the same time, like, I understand what you mean. Like, he hasn't gone out there and been aggressive in the free agency, and he hasn't even talked to, like, brought in any big free agents, as far as like big names go in hockey the last couple years to even talk to. And, as a Red Wing fan, that is, kind of frustrating that, they're making trades and they're signing goalies who are like 32 years old, who have goals, their goals against is like 4.0. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, defense is what's going to win us games, and when you don't have good forechecking and you're constantly giving up the puck in your own zone, and there's no good puck play. Like, even in your own offensive zone, when they're in their own offensive zone, their puck play wasn't that great last year, giving it away at bad times. Even at the beginning of this year, they had a couple games where they couldn't get the opposing team out of their zone. Like, the opposing team would have the puck in their zone, and it wouldn't, it would be an even strength. There'd be no power play. There'd be no penalty. And they'd keep it in the zone for, like, they're just passing it around for like a good 45 to 50 seconds. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, there's no defense. But they have been getting better on a year-to-year basis. A lot of the younger players that Yzerman drafted the last couple seasons who have been brought up this year have been playing really well from what I've seen. So as a Red Wing fan, and look where they're at right now,
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here telling you they're going to win the Stanley Cup. And
last
I
couple
expect
years,
them to.
last couple of years, they've had good seasons, and they've had bad last 2-3 weeks.
Oh God, the worst. It's like the last 2 years, they
run out of gas.
Like 1 week, they would lose 5 games. They'd go on like a 5-game or a 6-game losing streak.
Yep.
And they'd miss the playoffs by like 3 or 4 points. Like, that 5-game losing streak is what kept you out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Avoid that and you will get in.
Could you imagine an NFL GM getting the leeway that hockey GMs get?
Oh God.
Or like baseball GMs, like you're 9 years into a rebuild. Like, could you imagine the Patriots going 8-9 years of going 7 and
God.
10, and nothing happening to that GM.
I'd shoot myself. I swear to God, I would. Oh my God, it'd be like a nightmare.
I mean, we've seen it firsthand with the Lions. It's kind of how it was.
Yeah. Oh God. I want to get my dad on here and have him talk about like the old school Patriots back in the 70s and in the 80s prior to bringing in Raymond Berry and John Hanna, some Patriot great head coaches and offensive linemen there for you. Even my brother knows a bit. Give him a call one day and talk about it. Yeah, and I need to call his ass out because he wanted a Drake May jersey for Christmas, and I need answers now.
Dallas Cowboys fan?
Yes.
Ooh.
And it's not even about him being a Cowboys fan. It's about him hating the Patriots. You know, I would never sit here and say,
Live in New
"Oh, I
England.
want a New York Jets jersey for Christmas."
I was about to be like, how do you live in New England and hate the New England team? But
Hates them.
I live in Michigan and I don't like the Lions.
Well,
so
that's what the story was out there for the Patriots. They were
Yeah. I was
losers.
so tired of them fucking. I will never.
Oh my God.
The Lions could turn it around, and I swear on this, on whatever personal thing you want me to swear on.
Yeah.
The Lions could go out and win the Super Bowl next year, and I would not have a reaction. I would not care.
Wouldn't care.
Would not care. I wouldn't go to no parade. I wouldn't fist bump. I wouldn't. Woo! We won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I wasted so much of my life in football, watching football, dealing with football on that team,
Yeah.
spending a Sunday afternoon watching that team lose the way that they would lose and do the things that they would do, continue to do.
Yeah.
Never. I would quit watching football before I became a Detroit Lions
I
fan
dig it.
again.
I get it. No, like, I understand. You know, maybe not to the extent of like you and Alan and Daryl and everybody that is like grew up being a Lions fan.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Watching that 0-16 season.
We
it's
were
just
there.
like-
We went to one of those games.
it's just like,
I have the ticket stub of the game we went to. It was a Chicago Bears game. And I remember wearing my Brian Urlacher jersey to that game because I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, oh, go 0-16.
seeing all the quarterbacks and the coaches, and it's just
It's sad, dude. It's sad to see. Like, I'm not even a fan of them, and I don't wish that upon them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see them win. I want to see them win for my friends who are diehard fans.
could care less.
You know, I mean, hey, if they don't make the playoffs, no skin off my sack. You know what I mean?
There's a
But-
kid that I work with, and I see him well, season's over, but I would see him every Wednesday, every morning. He'd ask me, "Watch that Lions game?" Nope. Nope.
Not wasting my Sunday.
Didn't watch it. What did you watch? Bills game.
Yeah.
What else do you watch? Whoever was on Sunday night. Even when they were on Sunday, the primetime games. I would watch like a quarter.
Yeah.
And I would turn it off. I would see what they were doing, be like, "Ugh, I don't even want to watch it."
Yeah. You can tell just by watching the first quarter how the game's going to go just by the way they're playing. They're either going to blow somebody out by 50 or they're going to get beat.
We good.
Yeah. Well,
We good.
you better be, because if you don't deliver a championship to this city within the next 2 years, there's definitely going to be some hot talk about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell.
And I think what gave me even more bad taste about them is now that they're having we'll call it at this point, a sliver of success. And they talk about it on 97.1 all the time. Like they act like they're someone.
Yeah.
They walk around like they're the ones with 7 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't done shit, man. Like the price of tickets to see these guys. Like, I have friends that sell their tickets, and I'm like, "Oh, how much are you selling them for?" "Oh, $800 for the $800 a ticket." It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck that.
Respectively, go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend $80 a ticket.
No. And that's the thing too, is a little bit of success, man, and it goes right to their heads. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, I try to look at from both sides of the spectrum. You know, look, at one point it's like, hey, what do you got to be happy about? You ain't won it. You have never won anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're just happy to have the opportunity to be in the position that they're in. You know?
Yeah, I guess when you're hanging up playoff appearance banners, you kind of.
What a joke. Oh, God. What a joke that is. Hey, listen. If we hung up banners for every time we made the playoffs, we'd have a banner around the entire fucking stadium. It'd look like a soccer field.
We'd have banners that spread from here to space.
To quote one great David Portnoy, we don't play for playoff appearances. We don't play for AFC championships. We play for Super Bowls. We play for banners. That's the only banner we hang up in Foxborough. Our Super Bowl championship banners. That's the only banner that will ever be hung up there. It'll never not happen again. Bottom line. It's just the way it is.
Dave Portnoy went to Michigan.
Yeah, boy.
Cheater.
Yeah. Whoa. Don't let him hear you say that one.
Cheater. Dave, if you're listening.
I'm going to tag him. Yeah, I'm going to tag him.
Dave Portnoy, if you're listening, Michigan are cheaters.
Dave, if you're listening, get ready. On Sunday, we go to the AFC Championship game to host in Foxborough against the Buffalo Bills so we can take their ass from what they did to us in the
You see
finale.
that he did a video with he did like a whatever video with Drake May's wife.
Did he? No, I didn't see.
Yeah.
Oh, the pizza review.
They did a pizza review, and then they did like you know how she has like her cooking show or whatever.
Oh,
he was
right.
on her
I didn't
cooking
see that
show
one.
or
I'll
whatever.
have to check that out.
Yeah.
God, that guy's great. I haven't seen any of his videos. I think I'm gonna go out and get a hat tomorrow. Patriots hat. I need
It's
one.
random.
Yeah. I need one, man. This Red Sox hat is getting kind of old, and you know, it's. You ever see that meme on Facebook of the old man, like he's wearing a plaid shirt and he's holding up a brand new plaid shirt, and it's the same fucking plaid shirt? That's
Yeah.
how I am every year with the Red Sox. If we don't win the World Series, I take this hat and I throw it in the garbage and I get a brand new hat. Same fucking hat every fucking year. It's never anything different. It's never the one with the socks. It's never the spring training hat. Although the last time I got a spring training hat, we won the World Series. That's the fucking key right there.
Yeah, a World Series hat or
Spring training
hat.
Let that line drop and I'm getting it. I don't care how stupid they look this year.
Yeah, your new Tigers
And,
hat.
and there's some for you. Why is it every damn year they put out a new spring training hat that looks stupid?
Money.
Marketability.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but golly, man. It used to be a basic spring training. I think for the Tigers, it was your Tiger cap, but it was one of them stretch fit ones. It wasn't even like this one of these.
Yeah.
It was the stretch fit, and it had.
I think last year it was orange.
Yes.
They had the orange with the blue D.
Did it have the D or did it have the tiger on the front?
I'm pretty sure they made ones with the tiger, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the spring training hat was the orange hat with the blue, dark blue D, because they wore the dark blue jerseys.
God.
White pants.
Yeah, there's nothing more classic than that Boston B on a baseball cap.
You know what's
mean,
coming up? I think it starts next month.
Pitchers and catchers.
World Baseball Classic.
Oh, that's starting up? Kirsch, I guess, is going.
Kirsch is, he's gonna.
That's wild.
He's gonna pitch for Team USA.
What a way to finish your career. I'm just gonna say,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you were to win the World Baseball Classic,
Oh yeah.
if they're up by like 4 runs in the last inning, they've got to put him out there for the final out. They have to.
I'm sure he's still got some juice in that
Oh,
arm.
sure, sure.
They're not gonna fucking.
Put him out there as a closer. You know, that's
Oh yeah.
give him the hook right then. Good Lord.
Well, are they gonna use him? They'll probably use him as relief.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you got Paul Skeens, Derek Skubal.
Those guys are enough.
Who else do they got? There was one more.
Team USA. Wasn't it dude from Boston?
Crochet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or was he Team Canada? No, I think he was Team South Africa.
Really? He's South
No,
African?
kidding.
I was about to say he's fucking South African. So Freddie backed out of Team Canada.
Yeah, I seen that.
You know the Dodgers tried telling Suzuki, Yamamoto, and Otani that they didn't want them playing for Team Japan. They wanted them to rest
Stay
the
healthy.
season. That day is when Otani committed to Team Japan.
Oh yeah. Oof. I don't know if he's gonna like all that, bossing around stuff.
Otani?
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't matter if he's
Can't
winning
tell
a
him
World
shit.
Series every year.
Yeah. I could go on for a whole other episode bashing on the fucking Dodgers.
Yeah, I was thinking about it at work today, and it, just for literally a millimeter of a second, dude, the smallest fraction of a second, I was thinking in my head after the Tucker deal this morning, where they gave him a freaking boatload of freaking cash.
40 mil a year.
Fucking goddamn! I thought it was 60. Check those numbers if you can, real
I think
quick.
it was, isn't it 3 year 112? 120?
I think it was. They gave him 240. We're getting these numbers for you, folks. I was thinking today at work, and only for a split second, it was one of those. Just a thought popped in your head after I was able to.
Jesus. 240 over
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, 60 a year.
And most of it's deferred, I think.
Annual value 57.1 million. I don't think his is deferred. I don't think
No.
they deferred his. No.
I don't think they can anymore.
Dude, they owe so much fucking money in the next 10 years.
Dude, within eight players, they have $4 billion billion dollars wrapped up in those players. Dude, when the hell did they sign Will Smith to $300 million? Or I'm sorry, it was 150. A 10-year deal worth $150 million for Will Smith? Come on, really?
Pretty decent catcher, but yeah, I get
Decent. They're just throwing money around at this point. They're giving it to fucking anybody. I heard another rumor on TV today that they were signing Jesus Christ.
it. I can't believe Bichette left the.
Yeah, they said he expressed concerns about playing on turf. They said that was a big concern. That's
why he wanted to leave.
Yep. He had a big problem playing on turf. And Jose Reyes posted, or one of the Mets guys, I think it was Jose Reyes, one of the former Mets, posted something on social media today like, big things are happening in New York. I'm like, yeah, what? Another letdown season where you guys finished in third place after spending $2 billion in the offseason? Fucking losers. It's another team. You spend, and you don't even get to the playoffs. I was thinking about it today. Realistically, I can tell myself that, yeah, I'm just fine. I'm just fine with Boston not getting Shohei Ohtani when we had the chance to, but I'm not. I'm not. Any team that he was going to sign with, whether it was the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Mets, anybody he signed with other than the Angels, they were going to win, and he was going to be an absolute freak player.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only imagine the numbers he'd put up at Fenway with those short porches. Oh, well, the monster's 30 feet high, 60 feet high, whatever. That don't matter to him. He'd hit the thing a mile over the top of it. And if he doesn't hit it over the top, he'd leg out a triple while that ball bounces off the monster and dribbles all over the field. So I'm kind of bummed out we didn't get him. And I'm even more bummed out that the Dodgers did. But at the end of the day, it could have always been worse. Yankees could have picked him up.
Yeah, I think whoever landed Ohtani, this was going to happen on that team.
Yeah.
Everybody was going to run to him.
Well, Boston's a consortium-owned team too. They have multiple owners, so they realistically they can do the exact same thing that the Dodgers are doing. Uh, but they want to make sure it's worth it. Like they want to make sure they can build their team around a young generational piece, like an Otani. You know, you're not going to sign Bregman to a record-breaking deal and try to build around a 32-year-old player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and shame on the Cubs for letting Tucker go. They should have kept him and built around him.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess the Cubs ain't got the money like that. So,
Which is,
whatever.
it's shocking because they're an up and coming team. Like they
Yeah.
pretty good.
Crow Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their pitching looks like, but that's what's going to get it done.
They got that Shata. What's his name?
Chimichanga.
Yeah, it's like Shata Amada or some shit like
Yeah.
that. Maybe a couple pitchers. But that's a baseball pod for another day.
Yeah.
We've been on for an hour. Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, we're gonna let these games play out. Bills play tomorrow, 4:30. Playing the Denver Broncos, and then the Pats play at 3 on Sunday
Yes, sir.
against the Houston Texans.
Yes, sir.
We are going to the Pistons game on Monday.
Yeah, we'll give you a live report right from courtside.
Yeah, courtside review.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hop on here on Tuesday and do a divisional round recap of the NFL playoffs.
I was thinking about jumping on here maybe when I can on Sunday nights when I'm bored, you know, when the kids ain't here. Doing just a Patriots episode.
Patriots
you know,
pod, baby.
just talking about them, a little solo deal, and then, whenever you're available. I mean, I feel like I saved that for, my own personal stuff because we got other things we can talk about,
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to have my notebook right here with me. I got to take notes for the games tomorrow, especially the Patriots game. Things I like, things I didn't like. I have to write a concession speech for the season if we lose, and then I have to write a victory speech if we win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our episode.
Have a good night.
Yes, we will. We'll get at you here soon after these playoff games are over. See ya.